What's good, YouTube? It's your boy EGF Hoops here with another amazing basketball YouTube video. As you can see by the title, as you can see by the thumbnail, we got a different type of video for you guys today because today y'all see me for the first time unless you sub to my main. You should go look in the description box after this video if you love my personality or you love how I walk, talk, think, blink, sound, react, the brains, all of it. You should go do all that. If you like any of that, go down below and sub to my main channel, EGF Round. We aiming for 500 subs on there. But that's a promotion for another day. Before we get into this video, don't forget the sub button on this channel and give me the big 30 subs. We're aiming for 30 subs by the end of this video. Comment down below what you feel like, how you feel about the face cam and me reacting to something. This will not be the last time if y'all give me good feedback. Give me at least 20 likes on this video, which is a lot for this channel. And I'll bring the face cam back again. I might bring it on a more consistent basis because I like talking like this, a more off-script type of setting. Comment down below what type of trades y'all want to see or how y'all feel about the trades that I say or how I feel about these trades. And I'm going off an article on Fansided. That's the name of the site, Fansided. 10 bold predictions before the trade deadline. Today is March 9th, 2021. The trade deadline is March 25th, which will be exactly 2 weeks from today. So we got 2 weeks. And I'm finna head straight into this article. Let me get the screen recording going. And I'm not gonna be reading much of the article, to be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be more observing what people think is gonna happen. So the first bold prediction is Kyle Lowry will be traded to the 76ers. Honestly, I would love this for the 76ers, but I don't know what they give up for Kyle Lowry. I don't know if Toronto expects anything for Kyle Lowry. Maybe a second round pick at most, possibly. Or they could be one of your young players. But me personally, I'd probably give him Danny Green and a second round pick for Kyle Lowry or Danny Green. Maybe a nice young player that isn't Matisse Thybulle or Tyrese Maxey. A young player that isn't one of those. Maybe a young player like that. And I probably would pair with Danny Green in the second round pick for Kyle Lowry. And I think that go great. Good. Hopefully the contracts match up. I wanted to see Kyle Lowry on the Clippers. Because if Kyle Lowry goes to the Clippers and the Clippers don't got to give up anything decent or big like the Marcus Morris or Markieff, whichever twin they got, I can't keep up with that. As long as they don't give up that, they don't give up Luke Kennard, they don't give up obviously one of the big two or Serge Ibaka or Zubac or anybody like that, they'll be cool. I mean, they could trade Lou Will, but we saw what Lou Will said on Instagram. He said if he gets traded, he's retiring because, yeah, though. I'm 100 and blame him. Lou is not on that type of time. But that's how I feel about this trade. Do I see any names in this? I feel like he's witty. I feel like Kyle Lowry is the answer or will probably elevate the 76ers to a 7-game series with the Nets. And I don't know who would win that. And I think Kyle Lowry to the 76ers will probably make a 6-7 game series in the finals with the Lakers or the Clippers, depending on where they go. I think if Kyle Lowry goes to the Clippers, they're going to I think they beat the Lakers if they got Kyle Lowry and didn't have to give up anything and kept the little bit of depth they still have on their bench. I know it don't work like that, but that's how I feel. We're gonna go to the next bold prediction. The Orlando Magic will trade one of their core players. Now, who do they think their core player is? I see core players. I see Aaron Gordon here. Yeah, Aaron Gordon or Vucevic. So this is about Aaron Gordon or Vucevic. They might get a mini haul for Vucevic because Vucevic has been balling. He can stretch the floor. He can stretch the floor. He can rebound. He's an average, little bit above average defender around the rim. He doesn't give you that rim protection that Gobert does, but he's going to slow people down from getting to that rim. And he brings the offense along with it. He's a back-to-back all-star. He's led Orlando to the playoffs 1-2 times. Not to say he did it alone, but I'm just saying he led them. You might be able to get a mini haul for it, you Orlando fans. But the bad part about that is Jonathan Isaac towards ACL. Mo Bamba. Aaron Gordon is alright, I guess. Cole Beasley's balled a little bit. He balled a lot during the beginning of the season. I don't know how he is now. Markelle Fultz towards ACL. Y'all just don't got the most of luck. So if I'm Orlando and I do end up trading either Vucevic or Aaron Gordon, I don't know how I feel about Aaron Gordon. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. That's why I just did Vucevic. I don't know where Aaron Gordon can go and be. I understand he need help, but I don't know what team he go to and push them over that line to win a title or make the playoffs. Maybe a team like the Bulls. I don't know. I really don't know. But Vucevic will probably push that team. And I kind of feel like Orlando needs to blow up anyways because they don't have the best drafts. Like, they don't draft the best players. They're drafting, I'd give it a C+. B- C+, which isn't terrible. It's good. Compared to teams like the Kings, they're like an F. Teams like the Cavs, they're like a D-. Orlando's like a B minus C plus. Jonathan Isaac is not a bad player at all. Aaron Gordon is not a bad player at all. Markelle Fultz they traded for, they gave up basically nothing, not nothing, but they gave up little to nothing for him. Vucevic turned out great. I mean, you still got Evan Fournier, I think. You got Terrence Ross. You got a nice little roster, but I think, me personally, if I was an Orlando Magic fan or their GM, I'd probably blow that team up. You're not going anywhere with it. At this point, you're barely even, I don't even know if they're the 8th seed or 9th or 10th. They probably make the playoffs maybe in a playing game, but you're making the playoffs just to get swept every single season. It's no point. I'd do the same thing, but I'd probably trade both of their core players, if not more. Tank for Cade if I'm Orlando. Bold prediction number 3. The Houston Rockets trade Victor Oladipo. I agree with this. I don't like Victor Oladipo for one. Not Victor Oladipo the person. He's a great person. I like the interviews I've seen. That interview we did with the dunk contest with Chad, RP Chad, Black Panther. He's a great person. But his play style isn't it. How he came back from his ACL tear isn't it. He declined a 2-year max. He declined a 2-year max extension with the Rockets, which just isn't it. After he declined that 2-year max option, I understand you want to test his value in the market. He has to go. The Rockets, I'm sorry. The dumbest thing you could have did was trade in LeVert, who was on a longer term deal. He's younger and he has promise. You traded that for Victor Oladipo. So now that Victor Oladipo is either going to walk or you're going to have to trade him, you have to get something that's better than LeVert. And if you don't, you just flopped. You flopped. That trade was a flop. It was idiotic. I think they'll trade him. Now listen. I tried to react to this before, but I wasn't recording the screen thing, so I have to delete it. I saw one to Miami. Miami has a lot of young pieces. They have Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. They have Kendrick Nunn. They got KZ Okpala. They got Precious. Bam obviously isn't in the equation. Maybe Goran it might be. Jimmy obviously isn't. But I don't know if I give any of them young pieces for a player that's on a 1-year deal like Oladipo and wants to test the market. Now, he's rumored to want to go to Miami. If I'm Miami, I'm still not risking it. I'd rather just wait the year. I'd wait the year personally. I mean, KD, Harden, and Kyrie is still on the Nets and still healthy. Milwaukee isn't looking like chumps. What 76ers is looking like the real deal. You have nothing to lose by waiting another year. I don't know who else wants Oladipo. Now, he might do good in Dallas. I don't know who Dallas would give up. If I'm Dallas, I'm not giving up Kristaps Porzingis. I'm not giving up Kristaps Porzingis for him. I understand you want to get rid of Kristaps. But Kristaps, Oladipo swap don't read. Because if Oladipo doesn't want to be in Texas, you just got finessed and Luka's back to being alone. Did they trade for Luka? I mean, did they trade for Kristaps, Luka's rookie season? I don't remember. Did they? They might have, they might not. But either way it goes, it's back to square one because Kristaps Porzingis doesn't play defense. And I don't really look at no. That wouldn't work out for either team. I don't know who they trade for Oladipo, and I don't know Oladipo's worth, to be honest with you. I don't think his worth is that high. He has 1 year left on his deal. He declined a max contract extension from Indiana, Houston. Two beautiful, well, Indiana's alright, but a beautiful place in Houston. Where they was going to make you not the franchise guy, but the main piece, the main guy, even though you're on a 13 losing streak. You're on a 13-game losing streak right now, bro. And it's Tuesday. I'm posting this the same day that I make it. I just don't feel it. I predict the Rockets will trade Oladipo to the Miami. Yes, it's Miami Heat on here too. Most people think he's going to get traded to Miami. I don't know what he'd get traded for. If I'm Miami, the most I'm giving up is maybe Precious and a first rounder. Or maybe if I'm giving you Kendrick Nunn in the second round pick, you got to... Kendrick Nunn in the second round pick is absolute maximum. I'm not giving up anything else. Just me personally, I don't believe in Oladipo. We're going to go to number 4 on this list. The Sacramento Kings trade Harrison Barnes. And I know how much input on this is Sacramento. They're probably going to F it up anyways. I don't know. Well, a contender might actually really need Harrison Barnes. He has the experience. He has a ring. But Sacramento just simply isn't going anywhere. They're 13th in the West, 5 games out of the 8th. 5 games out of the 8th in the West is more like, it's like 20 out of the 8th in the East. You're not making the playoffs. You're not making the play-in game. You're Sacramento. Free De'Aaron Fox. Free Harrison Barnes. Marvin Bagley's a flop. I had high hopes from you. You failed me. Yeah, I don't got much to say on this. I don't know what team. Do they see a team on here that I could work with? Yeah, them trading him now or next year is the most that they're going to get from him because he just signed that. He didn't just sign an extension, but he's still under contract for 3 more years, 3, 4, maybe even 4 years. I'm gonna look that up and maybe put it on screen. He's still on contract for some years, so he's worth some stuff. He has value to him. I just don't know what you get for him. I just know Sacramento's gonna mess it up. Just be honest with you, they mess up everything. It's Sacramento. I'm sorry, Kings fans. We're gonna go to number 5. The Phoenix Suns will acquire PJ Tucker. That'd be nice, especially if they. I think you can get PJ Tucker for like a first or maybe a couple seconds in a young piece, and the young piece don't have to be great. It doesn't have to be Mikal Bridges or Miles Bridges or whichever one. Damn. I can't be making videos like this and flopping players' names. Yeah, he reads though. You can get him maybe a first, maybe a protected first read. If you can get Mikal Bridges for a protected first, I'd do it. Mikal Bridges. If you can get PJ Tucker for a protected first, I'd do it. Definitely, I'd do it. Especially a team like this. They already have Chris Paul. They got Mikal Bridges, however you pronounce it. I call him Mikal. Some people call him Michael. It's Mikal. They have Devin Booker. They have DeAndre Ayton. They have Dario Saric of the world. Saric. However I pronounce players' names is however I pronounce players' names. Cam Johnson. Jay Crowder. PJ Tucker would be a great add-on to this team. Great. It might. I don't know if it pushed them over the edge, but it'd get them to the second round. Getting PJ Tucker would definitely get them to the second round. They might get there without him, depending on where they land, but it would definitely get them there. And maybe max 5 games if they get PJ Tucker and they're a top 3 seed. 5 games max. A gentleman sweep is max. I'd love to see it get PJ out of Houston. He wanted out just as bad as Harden. We all seen the picture. We're going to go to the 6th one because I'm 11 minutes in? The Utah Jazz will add depth to their front court. I don't think this will happen. This is the first one that I don't think a couple of these will happen, but this is the first one where I can flat out say it's probably not going to happen. You ever heard the phrase, don't fix something that's not broke? It's probably what Utah's going to do, even though Utah's still going to lose like they do every year. I had a script made for the Utah Jazz about their mediocrity and how they go through the same thing every single year. There was a stretch where Utah was the 5th seed 3 or 4 years in a row. Then they got the 4th seed once and then went back to the 5th seed. And it was like that year after year after year after year. And then losing in the first round. When they made it out the first round, they losing 5-6 games maximum in the second round. And then they just start turning up. Yeah, y'all ruined my video. I was not about to deal with them hate comments. I wasn't. The Utah Jazz will add depth to the front court. I mean, Joe Ingles is getting older. I can see it. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt if they added somebody. Like I said, here it says Thaddeus Young. If you want like a veteran, someone who's going to come off the bench, maybe play max 10 minutes, 15 minutes a game off the bench, maybe that might actually read because they do need a vet for the playoffs that's going to come up. Because Utah, them expectations come with that record. We need to give Donovan Mitchell some more praise. I understand he got picked last or second to last or whatever, and Rudy Gobert did too, but them boys are the 1st seed for a reason. They're winning games for a reason. I don't believe in Utah, but you got to respect them. And adding a veteran to your front court reads. When I first saw front court, I was thinking of like, I keep saying front. Did I say front court? Yeah, when I was first thinking about front court, I was thinking like a big name, like or a decent player. Like I don't think they're gonna get a JaMychal Green or an average player. Maybe a vet. A vet reads. They can use a vet. Number 7. The Los Angeles Lakers will stand relatively pat. What does that mean? Let's read what this means. Even though LeBron James team stand on pat at the NBA trade deadline. Oh, they're basically saying they're not going to make any moves in trade-wise. But they do say they can see them in the buyout market doing something. If I'm the Lakers, I probably don't make no moves either. Because you don't have room to trade anybody, in my opinion. I mean, Marc Gasol is there. Obviously, AD and Bron is out the question. I mean, you could maybe package up Dennis Schroeder and somebody if you're going to get Jeremiah Grant. I saw some rumors with Jeremiah Grant on the market a little bit. Even though he just signed that contract with the Pistons. They probably signed him to just trade him. Sounds like some Danny Ainge type stuff. I don't know what the GM is back in Michigan, but that's some Danny Ainge type stuff. You taking some advice from your brethren, some people that's not too far from you in Boston. I can see them being big in the buyout market. I don't see the Lakers making a trade that necessarily makes them better at this point. You got a lot better. Well, everybody thought they got a lot better in free agency, which I kind of still think they did. Marc Gasol was a great pickup. Dennis Schroeder was a great pickup. Who they steal from my Bucks? What's his name? Excuse me, y'all. It's 7:30 in the morning. I still haven't slept because I'm not rich and I got videos to record. Dang, what's his name? Wesley Matthews. They got Wesley Matthews. Montrezl Harrell. You got depth. I don't know if I trade that depth for a player like Jeremiah Grant or a player that's inexperienced. Because I keep thinking about Jeremiah Grant. I'm thinking of all these players that they could possibly get, but they don't have the experience that would go with it or needed for this Lakers team to succeed. Especially about to have to duel it out with the Jazz this year that got a chip on their shoulder, especially after they 2 stars getting picked last. You have to deal with the Clippers, and if you do make the finals, you're going to have to deal with the 76ers, who's coached by Doc Rivers and has a little bit of experience, not that much, a little bit. Or you got to worry about the Nets that has tons of experience. All 3 of those guys have been to the NBA Finals. All of them have rings except for Harden. You got Blake Griffin on the squad now. DeAndre Jordan on the squad. Bruce is doing this thing right now. Experience is what's needed, and I don't think Jeremiah Grant will necessarily have it, even though that boy is a dog. So I do believe the Lakers will stand pat. I can see them doing something in the buyout market, though. Andre Drummond becomes available. I can see them going for him. Hassan Whiteside, I can see them going for him. Next. The San Antonio Spurs will trade DeMar DeRozan, and this is something I saw. I think they should trade DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge and get something young, something that makes their young team better. Not better, because obviously you might take a step back losing the leader in DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge in the locker room, obviously, because his stats is plummeted every single year. But if you trade DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge and you get draft picks or some type of young piece to this already great young team with DeJounte Murray, Derek White, just great young players on this squad, I can see them making some noise. Make sure the trade is good though, and I trust Pop. I trust the Spurs in general to make a smart move like they always do. But you have to be honest with you. It's not like DeMar DeRozan would re-sign in San Antonio. I think he kind of wants to win at least a ring or at least be in contention for a ring. But I trade him, and I do think this will happen because he's not going to re-sign, and we don't know if the Spurs is even going to make the playoffs. I think they do personally, maybe make a play-in game at least. We personally know, but we're going to go to 9 because I don't want this video to be that long. The Boston Celtics make a rash move, and I would never count this out. Do I see any names? Okay, I see a couple names. I'm gonna go off that. Get this ad on my face. The Boston Celtics will make a pretty rash move or a big move. I agree with that. I never count Danny Ainge out of anything since when he stepped in the office and got Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and them out of there. Got them up through. After that, I'm never counting them out. And I do think it's very possible. I mean, Boston is winning now. Kemba's on, but Kemba's noticeably declining. It's not, well, I won't use that. He's not noticeably declining, but he's declining a little bit year by year, and it's noticeable. That little bit by year, if you watch him, it's noticeable he's declining. And up until recently, he was playing bad. The past 5-6 games, he's averaging 23, 24 points a game. He looks like he's back to his normal self, but I still try and trade him, which he tried to do in the offseason. It's hard to get buyers for a guard that doesn't play defense, that's on a max contract deal, and is getting older. I don't see who would get that or go for it, but yeah. They say John Collins, if you're the Atlanta Hawks, please give this man his money. He's averaging 22, 10 on 40% shooting from beyond the arc. He's 58% field goal percentage. He's athletic. He can guard other fours. If the Celtics can manage to get John Collins without throwing in a haul for him, Danny Ainge is a GOAT. Actually, no, he's not. John Collins, unless you're going to push Tatum to the 3. If you can push Tatum to the 3, John Collins might be a dub. He'd be a dub. Don't have John Collins play the 5. We've learned that last year. John Collins cannot play defense against centers. John Collins can play defense, great defense against 4s. Average 4s. Starting 4s. Not stars, not superstars, not even above average. So don't put him at the 5 because he's going to get dogged by average centers. Harrison Barnes would be a great one. I don't know what they give up for him, but Harrison Barnes on this team would be a great one. I mean, they do got draft picks, and they do have a lot of young players coming off that bench. Kristaps Porzingis, I saw that on not the previous video, on the previous article. They were saying Porzingis for Kemba or somewhere around there, trade around that source. I don't like it. Porzingis here would spread the floor a lot for Tatum and Brown and even Kemba if he stays during the trade. But him not having any type of interior defense, isn't worth it in my opinion, especially in the East that has Joel Embiid, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kyrie Irving, who's one of the best finishers. James Harden is a great finisher. Even teams like Miami, Bam will dog Kristaps Porzingis. I'm being honest with you. And we got one more. The New York Knicks will be buyers. And I have mixed feelings about this. If I'm New York, honestly, there's only one trade I'd make. There's only one trade I make to get better if I want to be a buyer. I'm trading Obi Toppin and a pick for at least a star or someone on the rise or something like that. Obi Toppin still has a lot of value because he's young. He's a rookie right now. He's a lot of value. But you have Julius Randle, who's also young. Obi Toppin is another player that can't play the 5. Obi Toppin cannot play the 3. Obi Toppin can barely play defense on 4s. Obi Toppin's a highlight reel. Obi Toppin's an amazing offensive player. Defensive-wise, it ain't there. You have Julius Randle. You got this young talent that's going to come off the bench, is what you think? Trade Obi Toppin, okay? He's a rookie. You shouldn't have drafted him in the first place, but I trade Obi Toppin, maybe a second, not even the first. Obi Toppin in the second round pick, or Obi Toppin in the first is going to make you really better. If it's going to push you over the edge. When I say push you over the edge, you shouldn't be fighting for a playoff spot at that point. I'm talking about maybe 5th, 4th, 5th seed. I don't know who you would get. That's what I'd go for. I don't really think they should be buyers. I think they should leave the team alone and let it develop and just let free agency be free agency. Now, I know New York always say they're going to get all these marquee free agents, but I just give it another shot. I mean, if you do trade somebody, again, just trade Obi Toppin and maybe I don't even want to say Derrick Rose. That man's been tossed like some salad. Obi Toppin, a pick, and that's it. Don't do anything else. Leave everybody else and everything else alone. Unless it's going to make... Don't even trade Obi Toppin unless it's going to make you better, because he's great coming off the bench for Julius Randle. And is that it? Was that the last one? Yeah, it is. All right. Let me stop this recording. Alright, EGF Hoop Squad, I love y'all more than I love myself. If you enjoyed the face cam and this type of video, let me know down below. I will do it more often if that's what y'all really like. I'm posting every 2 to 3 days. I might post a back-to-back video, don't hold me to that. But if this video do good the first day, I might make a back-to-back video on the trade deadline or trades that should happen, could happen, more reactions to it. If y'all enjoy it, let me know. Don't forget to like the video. And comment down below what trades you feel like should happen or anything you feel like I was wrong about in this video. I love to be corrected. I like to update my knowledge. I didn't go to sleep yet, so don't hold me to anything I say right now. You should really hold me to what I say right now. But that's about it. I love y'all more than I love myself, EGF Hoop Squad. If you love my personality, go down below and hit that sub button. I got a main channel, reaction channel. Go hit them, go sub. If you like how I walk, talk, think, blink, talk, walk, blink, whatever. Go down below, do that. Give me the 30 subs this video. Like the video. Already told you to comment down below. And EGF Hoop Squad, we out. Peace.